Hello, give me 1 second. I'm just going to close the door because Lauren's on the phone with her mum. I'm just going to close the door. Give me a second.
Hello, and welcome to Friday. Well, I'm still a little bit Thunderbirds. I'm a bit Virgil from Thunderbirds. As long as I keep my neck in line, I'm pretty good. So, I would normally start with a song. But I'm not going to this time. Why haven't I got a light? That's better. Because I very excitingly have my first interview guest, who is my very, very favourite sound audio engineer who happens to be an Apple genius. Yes, I'm talking about my son, Xander Salathe. Welcome, Xander. Well, we've done a lot of biz things over the years, and this is an interesting one. The years.
Yeah.
Do you know? Do you know how young you were when we first started doing work stuff together? Yeah, yeah. As soon as you could carry a mic stand, and you were pretty little because you'd have to carry it 10 steps and then put it down. I had an indestructible mic stand that I'd use. So you were audio teching for me from then. It's very funny. So, and gaffer and skew. One of mine's held together by a skewer bent. They don't make them like they used to. The one with the skewer. Yeah. It's the same one you were carrying when you were 5. It's going to last forever. So, when we were blabbing before and we were trying to get the tech stuff together, Oh, this is weird. I want to look at you, but I've also got to look at the camera. Is that right? Yeah, that's very odd. Yeah. Oh God, no, don't do that. I thought you might want to run through technically what you've got going there because you've got a beautiful setup. Tell us about that. That's so nice. We were talking about that before. Is that when people were are trying to set up systems from scratch and they're like, oh my God, I have to spend $10,000. It's like no. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely that time, isn't it? Don't wait till it's perfect. Just get out there and try stuff. Yeah, I'm learning everything from YouTube. Hey, we've got some messages coming through. Nobody can hear Xander. All right, say something now, Xand.
This is Xander talking.
Can you hear Xander now? Somebody else said can't hear Xander. I'm sorry. So that, River says
Xander
can't hear
now.
Xander. We can't hear Xander, says Cherie.
Oh no.
Well, it's just as
And dear Bella's jumping
yes.
on there.
Yeah, everybody. Okay, so I've got that funny
Cool.
thing happening now. I've got the. I'll do that. So I've got a bit of echo happening. But does everything sound right now to everybody else?
I mean, because it's fine on my end.
I'm going to have to find out where that jolly echo thing is coming from. It's a bit weird, but at least it's sounding right to everybody else. Oh, that's sounding. Maybe it just had to settle. We're okay. We can hear Xander now. Thank you, darling Cherie.
Magic. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for playing along, everyone.
They've been helping me with every show now for ages. You know, there's so much to learn. I couldn't do it without them. That's beautiful. Hey, while we were talking the tech stuff, so I've got this AKG. I'm just going to turn it around so they can see how pretty it is. Isn't that lovely? Which out of all the mics that I've ever played with works best for my voice, because almost all microphones are set up for the male voice.
Yep.
They just are. And so you found...
Yeah, so this is the Rode NT1. It's a fantastic microphone. I had the NT1A, which was kind of the anniversary edition version for a while, but upgraded to this one. This one came with the audio interface in a bundle that I got very, very cheaply. But I love the Rode microphones. They're an Australian company. Their customer service is second to none. With my old microphone, it was missing a part. It was, like seventh hand. It was 2 decades old. I had no serial number or anything, but I sent them a message and they shipped it out to me with like express shipping immediately with no questions asked. It's fantastic. But yeah, I love the Rode microphones. They're really great. There's even the Rode Podcaster, which is like a really good entry microphone to get you up and going because it just connects to your computer over USB. But this is kind of the step up from this one.
That's nice. So you're baritone with sort of like some real bottom end notes in on the voice. So if somebody was a tenor, they'd probably go for that other one that you spoke of. This would be too, wouldn't be right.
Yeah, the Rode podcast microphones are super super versatile, and they're kind of like a similar price point to like the Blue Yeti microphones, which are the standard streaming like USB microphone that you kind of see. But I just really enjoy being able to support an Australian company and their products. They're fantastic.
Very, very important these days, isn't it? The whole idea of where things come from has become intrinsically important.
Got to support things locally.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I just picked up a
Yes.
Please continue.
Oh, we're dropping in and out.
No, I was going to say I just recently ordered a bottle of whiskey from a place that does it all in Brunswick, which I thought was very cool. I'm always looking for an excuse to pick up something like that. But yeah, the gospel. Looking forward to when that arrives.
That's fantastic. I've got two friends now who own distilleries, and I'll interview them and connect you up because that's a bit of fun. Basil Eliades began I don't think it's gin. I can't remember. He's got a distillery going, and it's been launched. And then just the other day,
some distillery.
Yeah. And then the other day when he was fermenting something, it all blew up on the roof and all around the room, and so things are still at some
very
stages.
Dramatically as well, best laid plans and all of that.
The sides about owning a distillery nobody tells you about. That's really fun.
Yeah, the weirdly the explosions is emitted from the from the user manual.
They leave out that bit.
They give you the brochure about
owning
into this distillery. Yeah.
Own your own distillery. No explosions ever happened. You'll be fine.
It's a weirdly large thing to admit, but that's okay.
Just a little bit. The next time that we get you on, would you tell people about? Would you show them some of your D&D miniatures that you've been printing?
Oh yeah, totally. The 3D printer's fun. I've been running it nonstop. I'm partway through a 48, 50 odd piece huge dragon, which is kind of the final big bad for this campaign that I've just started. Yeah, it's going to be like, I think the body at the minute is about like this kind of big.
Oh, that's great.
Probably going to be like that big-ish.
Have you started painting any of them?
Yeah, it's fun.
Have you started painting?
No, no. So I'm waiting for some primer to arrive because I tried priming one of them by hand and it takes like 3 or 4 coats and it was like 45 minutes to an hour for a miniature that wasn't very big before I started painting anything. So I'm just going to get some spray paint. Like automotive primer is the standard, go figure. Because that will make my life so easier.
Might not be made in Australia.
Super Cheap Auto has like a home brand that if any of them would be, I'd imagine it would probably be that. But we're splitting hairs at this point.
Oh, that's nice. Well, I could talk to you all day, of course. We never run out of things to say. But I feel like I should learn how to wrap up an interview. How does one...
An important skill. It's very easy to start one.
I've just realised I have no idea how to finish this. Anybody want to make some suggestions on the right-hand side? Well, Xander, it's been fabulous having you on today.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds official enough to pass with flying colours, as it were.
Yeah, that's good. All right, my
It's far easier if you pretend that this is the first time we've ever met.
Don't we look similar? I just can't get over that. That's amazing. All right. Well, I'll speak to you later. Oh, and I guess I should have organised with you before that I'll hang up, but I'll chat with you later. So that's it.
Yeah, totally. It's It's not like we're related or anything.
No, that's right. All right, well, thank you so much for Xander for having on. Say bye-bye, everybody, and we'll come back over
thank you
here.
for your time today, and we'll see you soon, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. How exciting was that? I'm going to get rid of those. Our first interview. So I love to interview kids and mums and lots of women and a couple of guys, because I'm always very pro getting women ahead on things. I am over there, aren't I? I'll clear that from my... No, that just filled up my screen with the wrong thing. I'll get rid of that. There we are. Okay. That was good because I was over there. I have got a song for you. That looked pretty official, didn't it? That was fun. I'm still sticking to simple songs at the moment so that I can concentrate on my neck, not doing bits and pieces. And I'm trying to find soft songs. Someone's been sending me flowers. Oh, what a sweet thing to do. Every new day brings another bouquet, but I just don't know who to say thank you to. Sometimes they're thrown through my window, or down through my chimney they fall. Sometimes at night, when I turn out the light, they come through a crack in the wall. Now that my house is a garden, bursting with blossoms in bloom, I stand there for hours admiring my flowers. I'd like to lie down, but there just isn't room. Someone's been sending me flowers, more than I ever have had. Remarkable stuff, but enough is enough. If I see another bouquet, I'll go mad. He started by sending me bluebells. Oddly enough, they were grey. Each leaded bloom had a nasty perfume. Besides being grey, they were paper mache. There followed a garden of fungus, and then, as a tropical treat, he sent me a plant that proceeded to pant and later began to eat meat. The cactus corsage touched me deeply. A beautiful plant in its prime. I felt much the same when the rock garden came. One rock at a time. Somebody madly adores me. I know not whom to suspect, since I cannot afford to be madly adored. I do wish you'd stop sending flowers. Collect. Oh, there's a little message from Xander. Thanks for having me on. Oh, what fun. That was a Blossom Dairy song. Somebody thought that just followed through, that sort of came through the the stories. Somebody thought Blossom would be a nice name for a puppy, and somebody said Blossom Dairy, and suddenly we're on that song, and there we are. How marvellous. Blossom Dairy. Okie dokie. Well, I thought I'd do a short one today because I don't want to not think about this neck. The tinnitus is going amazingly. There's no, it's dropping off, and I am euphorically happy about that. So the ear wins at the moment. Whatever is going to protect the ear and help the ear. And I can, if it's still that thing that if I lie sort of backwards and weird shapes, I can make my ear much quieter, which I haven't been able to make it quiet at all through doing anything for a quarter of a century. So, very exciting. Oh, can't move it that way. All right. It is time. Let's just do a little bit of breathing. We'll do it to the piano. Because I won't do the harp yet. Because that doesn't feel quite right yet. We'll start with 3s, 4, 5s and 6s, if you're up to it. And so if this feels hard for you, just go back to whatever you can do. It should be a gentle feeling. No rising of the shoulders as you breathe. It's all down at the diaphragm. Down, at the bottom of the rib cage above the stomach. Breathing in for 3. Out for 3. In. 3. Let's keep doing that. In. Do an audio out. 4s. Feel your back expanding. Nice and equally, we're going 5s. In. Out. And if that felt okay, let's go 6s. In. Slowly. In. Out. Have a good night, darling. Breathing normally, well done. That's quite advanced. Well done. All right, time for us to say goodbye. Have a good night. Ruben's off to be an essential worker at the supermarket. We're very proud of him. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. Please sing along. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. My great thanks to my first interview guest, Xander Salathe. I'll see you next week for exciting interviews. Stay home, stay safe. Love you very much. Good night, Melbourne. Good night, Australia. Good night, planet.